Hello and welcome and Happy New Year to everyone who is watching. So,
Happy New
International
Year.
Inspiration Pop Up from the
Mhm.
United Arab Emirates from my time and from South Africa.
And from Cape Town. And the reason for the topic today is the driving force behind the topic today was around the fact that I think for a lot of people, I don't know what it's like in Dubai or I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, but in South Africa, people only really start work on Monday, as in the 10th, as in next week. So this week, people aren't starting. And a lot of people haven't been looking at their emails, they haven't been doing any work related stuff. And that can be quite, stressful. People can get quite overwhelmed. So, what you might need is a topic that we're going to be talking about today to go into the new year.
How to become mentally strong and how to stay also very conscious about everything what you do. That's it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And what
to,
is your first advice to become mentally strong?
one of the things that I'm thinking about is we feel very fearful. So, we feel fearful about what's going to come up. We feel fearful about what we're going to achieve. We put all this fear. So one of the things to help you with that is if you take the big picture, but then you break it down into baby steps. So the baby steps actually make you braver than if you try and tackle something massive. Because if you try and tackle something massive, often it can be overwhelming. Then you start feeling like a failure and et cetera, et cetera. Whereas if you break it down and you're doing baby things and you achieve those, then you feel pretty brave and pretty awesome. And you think, wow, actually, I've overcome that. What else can I achieve?
Yeah. And also, as also think become mentally strong is really also to connect to your body. How does it feel? Because if you feel your feet on the ground and then you are not so anxious, and then you can also do the next step what you said just about the baby steps, no? So this is also a thing what really as a grounded me a lot to become mentally strong, because sometimes we have a monkey mind and this
Oh,
is
yeah.
so crazy. And if you want to
Mm.
be mentally strong, you have to say, okay, stop that. And where am I? Feet on the ground, and then have a clear thought. And what is the first priority I have to do? This is something what helps me, and make a break in between all these, or take a break, yeah, in between all that what you have to do every day. So that's also a thing when you get overwhelmed by the emails on the 10th. Just have a look, what is the priority, and then breathe and start.
Yeah, and try and make sure that every decision that you make, you do consciously. Because when you are consciously aware of your values and who you are and what it is you want to achieve, the longevity of whatever that is going to be a lot more successful than when you are not being very conscious aware.
Yeah. And as well, feel like a creator and don't feel like a victim, that it's too much, too overwhelming, too stressful, too da da da. See what you can do out of it. What is the thing that really pleases you, what you really like of all these things you're going to do, and then what can you can or what, yeah, what can you create out of that, and then it makes a much better feeling and a much better flow to work on it.
Yeah, because if you're not taking your responsibility and you are feeling like a victim, there's less chance that you're actually going to take initiative and do something about it. So everything that's happened currently up until this point in your life, to some degree, you are responsible to how you react to that. Well, you're 100% responsible for how you react to that. You're not responsible necessarily to what's happened, but to how you react to that, you're 100% responsible. So, how can you react or how can you handle the situation by taking responsibility in order to make sure that the outcome that possibly you didn't like, you can then change going forward?
Yeah. And do you have like another tip for yourself? What is the best working one for yourself?
So for me, because I am somebody who works at a very high pace, I am definitely somebody who needs to meditate and be mindful. Because if I don't meditate and have some quiet time, my mind can be very, 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 very active. It's very creative in there, and it's not always very realistic either. So for me, it's about taking that time in the morning to just meditate and be mindful. What is it for you?
Yeah, it's always reminding me to take a break, I would say, as a starting slowly in the morning and not like very stressful or a lot of things to do. And yeah, I have to remind myself to go to nature as well because I know it's good, but sometimes
Mhm,
I don't do it. But
mhm.
this gives a lot of clarity, I would say. No?
Yeah. So for 2022, for people who are wanting to make a shift, a 1 degree shift or even more, we would love to chat to you. I think the new year is going to be, it's just going to be a whole new start, a new beginning. It's going to be fantastic. And if you are wanting to make some changes, we would love to talk to you.
Yeah, that's right. And also making up your vision for 2020, that you
Mm.
really feel it, what this year can be and how you can create it like a white canvas, how you can make it as colorful as it can be. And my vision is to write a book exactly because I met a person who is helping you writing a book, and it was just such a
Oh,
nice workshop I did, and I said, yeah, why not? Because I like the world of flabbergasted, I like to be very colorful and traveling. So perhaps at the end of the year there will be a book. What is your
nice.
vision for the year?
My vision is to grow globally from a coaching perspective. So to grow my to grow my clients globally is
We
my
have it
plan.
already. We are here together and we
Mm,
are also creating something in 2022.
yeah,
So that will be a global, yeah, how do you call that?
extravaganza.
Joint venture, coaching venture to
Yeah.
bring everyone together. And we're happy to see you once in Cape Town or somewhere in the world.
Mm,
Have a good week. Bye.
bye.